You know, I wanted to discuss Steve Harvey in his meeting with President-elect Donald Trump. Um, this coming Friday, the president-elect gets sworn in. He gonna be the president of the free world, whether I like it, you like it, or nobody else like it, or they don't like it. Doesn't matter. He's gonna be there regardless. The key is what role are we gonna play? You know, I mean, we United States citizens too. This is no time for us to be bitter or to be upset or to withdraw just because our candidate lost. I mean, for whatever reason, our candidate didn't win. The other opposition won. Now, you could either lay out and be upset and moan and groan for the next 4 years, or you could, you know, you can become an integral and an important part of the situation. What is it going to be? Because they don't need us, you know. Do they need us when we the least employed, we the least educated? We come in last in every significant category. Whether we live in New York, Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, LA, you name it. And this business about Steve Harvey, they upset because Steve Harvey met with the president. The reality is, if President-elect Donald Trump would have called them, they would have went too. Let's not fool ourselves. Okay? If President Trump said, I got to meet with anybody, they would have met too. The other part is, Steve Harvey ain't no fool. Okay? Just because he didn't answer the question that you wanted or gave the answer concerning Jeff Sessions that you wanted to hear, you gonna call him out? Are you serious? Jeff Sessions is part of the reason that Donald Trump got elected. You know the game. We know the game. What is he supposed to do? Turn his back on him? And he got him elected? Well, if you don't like it, then do something about it, we used to say. And doing something about it is not criticizing everybody's turn. The man ain't even been sworn in yet, but he will be Friday. Okay? He will be Friday. He will be sworn in on Friday. And if Steve Harvey can be a voice, I'm sure that he knows the right principles to stand for to not make himself a fool and make a fool out of us. I don't believe he's that type of individual. In my heart, I don't believe that Steve Harvey is the type of individual to make a fool out of himself or anybody else. Because you don't achieve and accomplish what Steve Harvey has achieved and accomplished recently and make a fool of himself and us. I don't think he that type of guy. On the other hand, the people who criticizing him, the people that's been in office for years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and you look at the districts where they come from, that's enough right there to say, okay, if Steve Harvey is gone, then he got my blessing. I might not agree with him. Maybe he could do a little better than I did. Maybe he's a better man than me, or a better woman, or a better leader, show better leadership qualities. Let's don't fool ourselves and let's not back ourselves into a corner because I didn't vote for Donald Trump. If the election was held today, I still wouldn't vote for him. That might not change the results at all. The result is that Donald Trump is the president or going to be the president of the United States come Friday. I'm a United States citizen. I don't like what he said about President Obama, about Obama wasn't a citizen. Maybe that's what he was doing to get elected. You know what they say, do what you got to do. And if that's what he had to do to get elected, and it worked out, then it worked out for him. I didn't like it, but it worked out for him. I don't like the idea that he had a civil rights. He tried to overturn the Civil Rights Act in his personal business. I don't like that. But does it matter what I like and don't like? Does it really matter what I like and don't like? Because this is going to be the most powerful individual on the planet Earth. And what you going to do? What are we going to do? Make an enemy out of him? We ain't in no position to do that. When you look at our statistics, our pipeline to prison statistics, our healthcare statistics, our education statistics, our family statistics, we ain't in no shape to be calling nobody nothing. Now, what I suggest is if he gonna meet with Steve Harvey, let him meet with him. It may not make an ounce of difference. If Steve Harvey don't want to address the Jeff Sessions question, then he ain't got to. We know about and if he did, what difference is it gonna make? It ain't gonna make a damn's bit of difference. Maybe he ain't there to discuss Jeff Sessions. Maybe Jeff Sessions ain't on his agenda, ain't on Steve Harvey's agenda. I've seen it. I've seen a lot of presidents. I remember when President Kennedy got elected. I remember when LBJ, when President Johnson got elected, or Richard Nixon got elected. I remember President Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter. They didn't like Jimmy Carter. In 4 years, they got him out of there. And then came President Reagan. I remember when President Reagan was governor of California and what was being said about him then. They say he's the greatest president of them all. Let them tell it. We are in no position to be making an enemy out of the man who has the highest seat in office. And that's what he's going to have Friday. We ain't in no position for that. Okay? We got to make the best out of these next 4 years, or maybe 8. Maybe we get reelected. This is no time for fighting and fussing and cussing and calling out names. And here's somebody here don't know where their next paycheck coming from. You gonna call somebody a name, and or you've been in office 30 and 40 years, and your district is failing and everything. You was in office during the heroin epidemic. You didn't do nothing about that. You was in office during the crack epidemic. You didn't do nothing about that. We don't need another heroin or crack epidemic. We don't need that right now. We don't need that. And this president has the ability to take care of a lot of business and do some things on our behalf. We don't need nobody fighting right now. Our candidate lost. Okay? Our candidate lost. Next man up. Next woman up.